Welcome to Fool's Key Tarot. I'm Ben, and this is a daily reading for Friday, May 23rd, 2025. Let's see what the cards have in store for us today. First, the World, Major Arcana number 21. This is the last in the Major Arcana sequence, indicating completion and graduation, moving on to the next level. Next, we have the Sun, Major Arcana 19, two highly significant cards. The Sun has to do with vacation and good health and vitalization and energy. Finally, we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is a card about hard work and focus and dedication and having that single-minded tunnel vision on a single project that you are furiously working on. So combined with the Sun, I think that you might be full of energy to work on a particular project. You might even have some time off to do it, or be given some extra resources or energy or time with which to put towards this major project that you've been working on. I think you've already been working on it pretty hard, but today you're going to get an extra boost. Whether that's more time than you expected, or you just have an extra bit of energy to put towards it, you're going to make more progress today than you expected. More progress than you have been making recently, and there's going to be a positive feedback loop where the more progress you make, instead of draining you and making you feel tired, like, wow, I did so much of it, but now I'm exhausted. Instead, it's just going to make you want to do even more. The momentum is going to pile up on itself, and so you're going to work furiously, but that work is going to energize you, not drain you. And with the World card over here, it's possible that you actually finish this project. Now, the Eight of Pentacles has to do with very long-term projects, maybe like a masterpiece or like a capstone. And so it might not be the completion of the whole project, but there's going to be a major stage that you get to. And maybe you thought that would be much farther off, but you're going to get there sooner than you expected. So I think that in this furious bit of work that you're going to do with this extra energy or time that you're going to put towards it, you're going to be able to achieve some stage that you thought would take longer to get to, or that you didn't realize that you were so close to getting there. And when you get there, that's going to obviously feel good, but it won't make you feel like taking a break. It's going to make you feel like working even harder. And if you're not able to achieve this milestone today, then I think what's happening is that you're putting the pieces together and realizing what the bigger picture looks like. The World has to do with disparate pieces coming together to form a whole, and how that whole can be greater than the sum of its parts. So it may be that you're working furiously on this project, and when you make that additional bit of progress, or have that leap forward represented by the Sun, that's more than you expected or more than you thought you were going to get done today, it might be realizing what the finished piece is going to be. Maybe you've been working on one particular part of it, and you hadn't quite thought through yet what the whole thing was going to be, but you've known which piece of it you're working on for now, and you figure the rest of it will click into place later. Well, then today might be that day where it clicks into place, or at least that vision is starting to form of the whole thing. If there's multiple steps or stages, then I think you're going to start to realize how they all fit together better, rather than making any particular progress on any one step. You might also do that, but the revelation represented by the World card here is having better vision for what the whole project is going to be. In fact, you might realize that this project is more ambitious than you realized. Maybe you thought you were working on the whole thing, and today you realize that actually the thing you've been working on this whole time is only one small piece of a larger whole. And so there might be a little bit of scope creep, where this project that you're working on is bigger than you realized, or contains more pieces or components than you realize at the beginning. A lot of times when we start to work on a project or an endeavor, as we go along, we realize there's more that we have to do. And when it's completed, sometimes we realize that it's way bigger or more expansive than what we originally visioned when we started. And today is that day that that vision is going to expand for you. The sun being illuminating and bright can also represent not just energy, but vision and seeing the truth and seeing clarity. And so I think that you're going to get a good look at what the completed form of your project will look like. That doesn't mean you're completing it today, but it does mean that you get a glimpse of that final form. Your vision of what you're building towards is going to expand, and it's going to include more pieces than you realized at first. But this is a good thing. It does mean the project might take longer than you were hoping or thought, but the only reason for that is because it's going to be that much better when it's completed. This will be a voluntary step where you realize that there is extra work you can put in above and beyond and make something even greater than you originally envisioned. This is not going to be a setback where you realize the same thing that you've been wanting to accomplish this whole time is going to be more work. No, the additional amount of work will be commensurate with an additional amount of rewards. You're going to realize that the thing you're working towards is bigger than you realized, and you're going to be excited for that larger thing to fall into place, and that is going to be where the energy comes from to keep going. So even though you're going to put in a lot of work, you're going to feel more energized, not less, because you're going to have this really clear vision of what exactly it is that you're building, and it's going to be more than you originally planned, but it'll probably feel natural. Like all along, it was always going to head to this place. Maybe you couldn't see that at the very beginning. Maybe you had to start with one smaller piece of the project. But now that you understand the larger context, you realize that it was inevitable, that it was always going to become this. And it wasn't that you lacked the vision to see it originally. It was that you had to get a certain amount of it done before you could put the pieces together and clearly picture where this is all headed. So definitely a positive outlook for today. If you enjoyed this reading, then subscribe to see more. And if you'd like to learn about tarot cards or try some of my online guided readings, then head on over to foolskey.com where you can check that out. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.